Everyone, happy Sunday. Red Bull time. Might have to break out the second one. Not sure yet. How you guys how you doing? Hey, cool gamer. How you doing today? Figured I'd do a morning stream, being I'm not gonna be doing a night live tonight, but I will be tomorrow night. Hey, Incredible Bulk, how you doing? Welcome in to everyone. I got woke up to a cat knocking a spray bottle out the windowsill on my head. But I guess it could have been worse. Could have been the spray bottle and the curtain, which she likes to do at time to time. That's my daughter's kitten. Always got to be into something. And she loves crawling through the hangers where her clothes are hanging. Hang on, I'm going to turn my other light on. And grab the other Red Bull. Hey, Emily. How are you? Oh, I don't know why. I'm cold. Best Red Bull there is, apricot strawberry. I don't know why. I can't do the monsters unless they're the ones that have alcohol in them, because the plain monsters just, I don't know. They taste metallic to me. Trying to figure out why my phone's being ridiculous. You know, they send you all these updates, but then I think they make it worse when they send you this update that says, oh, it's going to fix all these bugs. Well, no. You prevented me from being able to send a picture through a text message unless I use Messenger, which is super freaking annoying. Good morning, Jonathan. So, how's everybody doing today? This morning, afternoon? evening. That's good. I'm doing good for being morning time. It's crazy considering I used to do mornings all the time. I don't know if anybody else gets these strange I get these emails from these like YouTube kind of like uh I don't know if they'd call like promotion or promoting channels, but they always want uh help your channel grow and then to do like a sponsorship or like I've had one send me like the same company send me like 5 emails to try out these RC cars. First off, I don't drive RC cars, so that kind of puzzles me. Not saying that I wouldn't, but and then send me uh stuff to try out these different drones and all this other stuff. Good morning, Tammy. How are you doing? Well, nothing wrong with a holiday, Richard. That's for sure. But it's crazy. I mean, back last year, almost a year ago, it'll be a year ago next month, that used to do 14 streams a freaking week between me and my old co-host, and then the truck stop lives at night and the morning shows with him. And I do miss those days because they were um, a lot of fun, definitely a lot of laughs. Um, right now, sitting here with all you, drinking some Red Bull. Um, Probably gonna take a nap at some point. But other than that, I'm not really sure. What's everybody else got planned for today? I did my morning chores. Well, morning chores involve letting all the chickens outside. Um, I got 4 hens from a neighbor to get. but I got to wait for my mom's boyfriend to build me another coop because I want to keep the one rooster that I hatched out because he's got really nice coloring to him. He's got almost like brown stripes and then he's black, but he is just gorgeous. Oh, that sounds really cool, Tammy. I've watched some of those 3 3D printing stuff. That stuff's really cool. I don't know if Mother is up yet, so we will message her. Always gotta message Mother Hen. Be like, hello, I'm live. Wake up. Get your coffee on. I know George is awake. Yeah, I don't have the TV on. If I did, it'd be, distracting like this thing over here. Hi, Steve. Kisses back. Yeah. See, I like having a panel. Um, Mainly because sometimes I like feel awkward up here by myself because since I started doing lives, I've typically always had either a full panel or at least one person up with me. So, I don't know. Hey, Bevin. How you doing? Well, this afternoon for you, this morning for me. I'm doing good. I mean, it's not supposed to be super hot today. Uh, let's see. 72 for me. So that would be 22 degrees Celsius for you. Well, have fun, Tammy. I appreciate you too. Yeah, that's what Stuart was saying earlier, that it was hot. Because I told him he needed to get his butt in the kitchen and cook something. I was like, oh, so you expect me to get out in the kitchen and cook when it's, 30 degrees Celsius out, so that's roughly close to like 90 degrees. And I said, well, yeah, you need to be out there cooking. But he wasn't going to go for that part. I don't know. I don't care. I cook whether it's negative degrees or 90 degrees. I don't care. Just sometimes I'll cook outside. Oh, excuse me. But no, ain't up to too much today. I need to finish knitting this blanket that should have been done like 6 years ago for my best friend. It takes 5 big skeins of yarn to make the blankets that I do. Now, typically, if I just sit and I like knit all day, I can have it done in, I don't know, a couple weeks. But I don't know. All right, Richard. I'll be here for a while. Not sure if we're doing an hour or two or whatever. Yeah, I was talking to them earlier on video because Stuart always calls in the morning. And then, like when it's 8 over there, it's like 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning here. And I'm like, what the hell are you trying to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning for? I'm not awake. Unless I work the full night and I don't get out till like 2:30, then yeah, I'll be awake at 3. But now when I don't have to work, which I mean, I like working nights because it just makes it easier for me. Like with my doctor's appointments and stuff like that, and I do have Mondays off, so I try to plan all my doctor's appointments for a Monday or like 8 o'clock in the morning on days that I have to work because if I don't at least get a couple hour nap before work, by the time like midnight hits, I'm like, want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. Like Thursday, I didn't get out of there till a little after 1. Well, hello, Alan, king of all troublemakers. How you doing, love? Hey, I can't get in too much trouble. I mean, it is only 9:21 in the morning over here. Well, I could probably find some sort of trouble to get into, but not exactly sure what. because I live in the middle of nowhere. Aw, thank you, Alan. It's always great seeing you too. Haven't seen the other troublemakers in a while. I think they run away. Well, like I said, I mean, I could get in trouble here, but you know, we live on almost 50 acres on a dead end dirt road, so really isn't too much excitement that goes on around here. I'd have to drive, I don't know, somewhere to find more trouble, I should say. Oh, hang on, Bear. I sorry, I didn't mean to pull your hair. I mean, in all reality, I would just need to be in a room with you, Alan, and that would be enough trouble for the world, I think. Of course, I don't know if the world could survive, you know, with me and you in the same freaking room together. And then you add a couple of the other ones to the mix, and the world would definitely be in trouble. Yeah, we definitely could, Alan. My horns are growing taller as we speak. Yes, you do too, Jonathan. You do. You'd have to get me to at least noon to get any type of party started. Granted, yes, it is noon somewhere, but it isn't noon here. Oh my gosh. So last night I go out to do my chores. I had to give the chickens food and water and stuff like that. Bear, this one here, I had our big coop door open. And you know, I was joking around about letting one of the roosters out and letting him chase it around, right? So he freaking runs in the chicken coop and starts chasing the hens, right? And our big rooster's just standing there, you know, clucking at him. And I thought he was gonna go right out the door that goes out into their yard. I'm like, you get your butt over here. And the rooster's still just standing there. And I mean, he's a big boy. But the end of next month, I'll harvest the roosters that I have to harvest out. And I'm still thinking about taking one and just clipping one side of its wings and letting the dogs chase it around. Just to get a video of it. Because I think it would be freaking hilarious. Well, if you want to get over in your bed, get over there. The phone is not going to bite you, and you make no sense. We lay into bed and we watch videos till we get tired. But yet, God forbid, if the phone's sitting next to you, you think it's going to frickin' reach out and bite you. Crazy little boy. Well, get over there. All right, Alan, I'll be over for dinner. What time we eating? I'll go power up my 1,000,000-mile-an-hour jet. So what are we having to go with the roast chicken? There's roast chicken and stuffing and potatoes of some sort, either mashed or baked or fried. I don't know. A bunch of other stuff would work. I'm trying now, but it's still early in the morning. I mean, not for you, but it is for me. Oh, definitely, Jonathan. I know, Alan. I'm so deprived. Why you gotta be way across there? Or maybe why do I gotta be way across here? I don't know. Either way. It's just not fair, Alan. It's not fair at all. They're like a millenniums away. He's a freaking weirdo. Did you eat that burrito? No, I think she said she was saving it for you. Well, I know. And unfortunately, this is where I was hatched out too. Yeah, my son came down to make some food, yeah. So if I buffer a minute, it's just the microwave. Well, thanks, Alan. Well, yeah, 9 hours. Hey, at least I wasn't found alongside in a roadside ditch. Alan. I think that would be way worse than being found under a bush. Oh, I think I've heard of everything now, Alan. Okay, well, if I was found under a bush and you were in a test tube, then where the hell does that put Daz at? And I know he's not here to defend himself right now, so where are we gonna put Daz in this whole mixture? Good morning, Elliot. Daz is probably off in his own trouble land right now. I don't know who else is live right now. Not that I super really pay attention to that, but a petri dish. Well, that's almost the same as a test tube. What's up, Stuart? Later, dude. Oh my gosh. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Trying to figure out what in the heck is wrong with my damn phone. Sticky fingers. Well, yeah, mine's the whole glass on the back of my iPhone is freaking demolished because when our first clutch that's in our big coop, we had them in two extra large dog crates in the garage when they were chicks, and I had set my phone on the end of the piece of wood, and it's still freezing cold out, so fell off, shattered the back glass, and I can upgrade to a 14 right now. But it's like, okay, do I pay the insurance and have them send me a replacement phone for this, the iPhone 12, and then trade it in for the 14? But the 15 should be coming out soon. So I kind of like, it's like back and forth because I don't think they'll give me a trade-in for it with the back glass being trashed like that. I mean, it doesn't affect the phone's function, but they look the whole phone over, and normally, I get like $700-800 off of the new iPhone. So then I just make payments through my bill, like $30 a month. I know, Stuart. I will try to be there, but Alan, nothing. I'm just gonna bite my tongue. Okay, I'm just gonna say it because that'll drive me nuts. If I was nibbling on something, it sure in the heck would not be my phone. Just saying. And trust me, I would have had to do more than nibble, Alan, to make it look like that. That would be like a complete chomping, not a nibbling. Alan, if the weather stays, or what they're calling, or I want to, well, of course, now they changed the frickin' weather all over again. But if it stays nice, I'm hoping Saturday, Saturday or Sunday. If the hello, what, Jonathan? Hey, Joan, how you doing? So hopefully Saturday or Sunday this coming weekend. Good morning, Kyle. Oh, so we're taking it to the whole Little Red Riding Hood, Alan. What big eyes you have, Grandma. I'm doing good, Kyle. How are you doing? Yeah, the better to bite you with that one. I'm good, Joan. I've been up since like I don't know 6:30 or so. So yeah, a couple hours it'll be time for my old lady nap. I need as much beauty sleep as I can get. If you listen to all these cheeky people. Good morning, John. How you doing? But I'm gonna email Red Bull. I haven't, and tell them that they need to come out with an alcoholic version of this. I'll give them great views if they do. I could drink like 1,000 of these a day. I figured you would, Elliot. That's why I put the link out there. Oh, I think I need a neck massage myself this morning. Jamie had to put new covers on our mattress because I have we have two twin XLs which make up a king, but they're Tempur-Pedic, so I have to keep mattress protectors on them at all time because if they wear out, and the mattresses are stained or whatever, it voids the lifetime warranty. And she had just bought some like a week or two ago. But with her 90-pound kitty, he thinks it's, the greatest thing to have zoomies on the beds, and tore it. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on with him. I mean, I could always message him and find out what the hell he's doing. Alright. Gonna message him, be like, where the heck you at? There, I just sent him a freaking message, Alan. We'll see if he responds to it or not. Why do you ask? Am I blushing? Am I crying? Buffering? But yes, I'm okay. Just got to keep remembering that I'm on a morning live and not a night one. If you get my drift. Because it's too early for all of that stuff. Says he's active, Alan. Oh, yeah, you can ask whatever you want. Cheeky wench.
Okay, I'm half asleep.
Well,
You're the only
Elliot.
You're the only one I've ever come into a stream when I'm not quite wide awake. I will not do it for anyone else.
Well, that makes me feel very special, Elliot.
Always, I've just always had to, drink the coffee and get awake good before I would go live. So,
thank you, Kyle. Yes, I'm your little shit, Alan. Always will be.
morning, Tasha. Morning, everyone in the side chat.
Well, I've had coffee and one of these, and almost done with the second.
I had to make mine right quick. I have one of those little 1 cup generic things that my daughter gave me, and I buy that little reusable little tiny cup. Yeah, top hinge is done broke, but I still use it and make coffee with it. Got a few in here. Alan, good to see y'all. Yeah, I got out of the, well, I had to get up early. I thought I was going to go swimming. I don't kind of got a feeling my daughter's going to back out on going to the beach. I didn't even know the beaches were open here in Georgia, but apparently at the lake, yeah. And, so I went to bed a little early, jumped over there in that LC stream. I thought, my goodness, woo, ladies' night for sure. Reminds me of a nightclub ladies would get. So maybe a little different.
I don't know. Lately, it's like first cup of coffee goes down good. Make that second cup of coffee. I take 2 sips of it and throw it out freaking door. I don't know why. Just the second one, they're just like.
I have never until this year drank coffee, Tasha, in the summer. Never.
Well, now hunting season's a completely different story because we bring a big old thermos and we pretty much, big thermos, and we'll sit out there in the hunting blind and just sit there and drink it. But now if we're in the house, it's like 1 cup and I'm done until we make the thermos to go out hunting, and then we'll sit there and drink coffee. But I've drank it all year round since I was probably 13.
I didn't drink coffee till I was in my 40s. I mean, I drink a cup maybe once a year, occasionally on the way to work, but very rare. I usually would get nausea. Always bothered me. And 2003, I got back in sales in my 40s, and I started at the sales office making really strong coffee, and I started drinking it, and then I moved here. My roommate would drink it every morning, 6 a.m. out, sometimes 5:30 a.m. out here in the carport garage. And so I'd make me a big old cup, Chick-fil-A cup of it, probably 3 cups or 4 cups of, 8 ounce, big old cup. And no problems at all. Then all of a sudden, past few years, I started drinking again, and it started upsetting my stomach again. I went and bought Pure Roast, Kroger, 70% less acid, organic.
Yeah.
No more trouble. No more trouble. Hard to get now, but most Krogers don't seem to stock it. Only a few.
When I was driving, I had one of those big cups, like from the TA, that were like this big around, right? I'd fill that thing with coffee all the time. Never had a problem with it tipping over or anything. Coming into frickin' rush hour, I don't even remember where the heck I was. And I had to slam on the brakes. And that coffee went all over my freaking floor. So when I finally was able to stop to clean it up, it was like super disgusting because you know how hot the floor, especially of a tractor trailer, gets, all that heat coming in off the motor and stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I am not filling that thing up again. Either that or I'm putting my milk crate and strapping it to the passenger side seat on the floor and setting it in there.
Good idea.
Because it just peeved me off. So after that, that's what I did. And then sometimes I would just get, like the regular cup and set it in the cup holder. I don't know how many times I've had to stop or, I took a corner a little bit too fast and there goes the cup on the floor. So then I started drinking the Starbucks drinks. Yeah, I have a hard time with the second cup too, Jonathan. On the road or hunting, completely different.
If I go camping hunting, yeah, I will do the second. I'm okay. Sometimes maybe more. At least that. Yeah. I want to go camp. I want to go camping hunting this year, but I want my great grandson to go. But it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a difficult. Since my granddaughter got married, she acts like, I'll just say it, that they're the family. The only family that matters is him and her and the kids, and everybody else, in the family. Oh, they don't. No, you don't need to do anything.
Gotta love it.
God damn it. Ticks me off, and she won't text me because she knows if she texts me and gets smart with me, I'll get smart back with her and tell her knock it off.
Yeah.
I won't put up with her mouthy thing, and she won't do that in face to face now. She'll only do it through a text or whatever. But she's 27, I think now. But very difficult to deal with. I think she's bipolar, probably.
Well, in all reality, I think a lot of us bipolar.
Yeah.
I know I am. I can be all happy-go-lucky, and then less than a freaking nanosecond, I'm ready to rip somebody's face off. So there's just like that super thin line with me that I walk. You got the okay me on this side, and then the super crazy raging whatever you want to call it on this side.
I've had a girlfriend several people I've known like that. One I knew in the 90s. I was talking to my daughter the other day, Tasha. I said, it's weird about her mother is kind of like that. Not quite like that, but she goes through silent periods, brooding and won't talk to you like she's going, well, actually she would leave me back in the day. And, I told my daughter, I says, you're confusing me with your mother. I said, I'm about the same way I am all the time. Now, do I get a little anxiety occasionally? Everybody does. Do you get a little stress? Yeah, a little bit because I'm human. But typically my swing, I don't go through that. I guess that's a good thing. But I'm more of a positive person. I've had friends, best friends that was very opposite of me. Not introverted, but everything they seen, it was bad, but we got along great, believe it or not. He liked me because I was positive, and he was okay, and I didn't mind him because he was so negative, you know what I mean? But it was weird.
Sometimes opposite attracts in the positive way.
Yeah, so me and him always got along. He said, I don't know, Elliot, everything I look at is bad. And I go, I don't think that way. I tend to, because I always seem to find solutions more so, because I don't, I've come to the conclusion lately that my daughter, I think she looks for a lot of reasons not to do something instead of looking for a reason to do something. Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about there. It's just strange. Yeah. I told her, I says, when I decide to move, I says, I pretty much know I'm going to do it, or anything I decide in my life, I'm going to do it. I don't have to say, I'll sit around, a few days too, sometime and think about it, think it out. But, or from time to time, but I do it. I just go do things in life. I don't let a bunch of, this bad thing's going to stop me, or this might happen. Like me and my brother, we'll talk about starting a business, because I have had a business running one time, carpet cleaning. And as soon as I talk to him on the phone, if I call him right now, he'll start going, too much trouble, can't get enough work, not enough money. I'm sitting there going, God, give me a break. I started out carpet cleaning when I was, 25 years old. And the first few months I was making part-time $100, probably about 200 a week, which wasn't a lot of money in 1980, but I did stay, getting a job every week. I was always working at least one job. I even got some business accounts in Atlanta at a dance studio. It was back in the days, and it was, walls were carpeted. I had to do the walls. I think it was a ballet or jazz or some kind of dancing store where they sold dancing outfits. I don't even remember the name now. It's been so many years.
Oh, wait, there's days that go by I don't even freaking remember my own name half the time.
I forget a lot lately. I told my brother the other day, I said, well, I used to could really talk fast and think really fast. And now, even in streaming, sometimes I forget something like a charging handle on an AR. And I'll sit there and go, what's that thing called? Help me, guys. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, sure does.
Sometimes I'm quick-witted, and then other times it's like I let the moment go by, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, why the hell didn't I freaking say that then? And now I can't say it because the moment's already freaking passed, because I typically come back with a smart ass comment pretty much all the time. But there are sometimes they're just like in a duh moment. And then, an hour later it's like, oh, well, why wasn't that comeback, back then? Just can't say it
Mm-hmm.
now. Because then I'd sound like my mother, where she gets lost in chat and she'll be like 5 minutes behind and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Somebody told me, I don't even remember the stream, a good while back, and I've been streaming a long time. I've run 2 shows, co-host, and basically run both shows, mine and his. And I do talk to the side chat a lot more than most in my community. But somebody in the side chat says something about, we're not talking about that anymore. And I says, somebody said something I wasn't keeping up or something, or I had addressed it later. I says, so I said, it's not a big deal. I don't worry about timing of the, in other words, if I'm doing a couple people on a panel, somebody says something here, even if it's a question and I can't get to it right then, I'll catch it hopefully before it rolls off, and then I'll answer it then. I don't care if I'm late answering. I'm not going to answer it the split second in a show every time. And they were telling me that. I said, these people apparently do not stream, especially if it's a fast moving stream. And I've had, 25, 30 on, and sometimes they talk a lot. And they'll carry on every kind of conversation you can imagine, everything down from their aching bones to their hospital visits so you kind of just have to overlook that part and just keep looking. But I thought that was an odd comment to make. We're not talking about that anymore. Well, most of the time my side chat they talk to each other. Most of the people in my side chat, they carry on long conversations.
Well, that's how it should be. I mean, I'll pay attention, like, and I'm the same way. Like, if somebody asks something and you're talking about something,
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna wait and I'll go answer somebody's question.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it would be rude whether you're still talking about that topic or not. The person asked a question, but if
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is talking, I try not to be rude, and then I'll answer the question. It's not that I'm ignoring it, but
Mm-hmm.
from other morning shows that I used to do,
Mm-hmm.
I always watched the chat, even if I was on panel, because
Mm-hmm.
back then, and which mornings I'm referring to. I'm not mentioning names, but
Gotcha.
there was always so many people in the chat. So if he
Mm-hmm.
was talking and someone had something to say, I'd have to remember and be like, "Hey, so and so, asked this." Well, hello, Daz.
Morning, Daz. Of course, it might not
Now
be
I got
morning where
both
some
my
people's
trouble
at.
music in here.
Go ahead.
Well, it's afternoon in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's my morning, so
3:06.
Yeah, sometimes I say that on my morning. It's morning coffee somewhere. That's why I name my stream during the day. It's morning coffee somewhere because one of my reloading buddies in the gun community says one time says it's not morning. I said it's somebody's morning somewhere. So I just get on there and say good morning or wherever you may be.
All right,
You
well,
know,
just like it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
UK. Oh, you okay? Oh, thank you, Dad.
Good morning, Mother.
Good morning, Mother Hen. I made that yellow thing. I made that on Canva here the other week. And I realized the last one I made my title, my channel name, very small, and put on there morning coffee somewhere large, but I didn't care. I may buy that Canva or pay for it. That and maybe one other to do because I want to
I
make me.
want
I
to
want.
do too, like it's not cheap Canva.
Pardon? Pardon? What?
I said Canva's not cheap, and I want to do the same thing.
I know. I forget what the budget price is, and got another one or two, several I've looked out there that does intros, and outros. I'd like to make me a intro eventually. She stole my thunder. Was going to make me a intro, but we haven't. I said hello to her in her stream here the other day. First time in a while I hadn't talked with her. I mean, I could do one if I could find one I like. I just look and I don't see nothing I'm interested in. I did make a silly one with GoPro years ago here. I was over on a.
Well, that's a good place for you guys.
Tasha, I can't stop, love. I am the mother-in-law.
It's a mother-in-law's.
Okay. I was out yesterday trying to pick out the paint and primer for my block and for my. I decided I'm not going to haul a wrecker here just to paint my chassis. All I got is a little spot about a foot long where that battery acid got to the chassis. I'm going to ask the guy at the shop, just would he charge me, put some paint on it? I'll supply the paint, sand it a little bit, clean it, and then paint it right there for me. And I'll paint it, tape it off, and paint it when I get home. I'll jack it up, paint underneath. I'll tape it off. It's very crowded in there, but I'll eventually paint it. I'm not going to spend $100 down there, go get it, come back. A few weeks later, another $100 down there. Not to paint a chassis. I'm not doing it. Guy basically lied to me, which I understand why he won't let me do it there because of insurance, but he should have told me that. It's 3 years I've talked to him. Oh, no, I'll steam clean it for you. I'll steam the chassis. Oh, don't worry about it. I go down another day and I go, hey, I'll leave it up to you. If you'll let me do it here, I'll stay out of your hair. You're the mechanic. Because I used to work in a shop. I know how it is. And he says, well, you have to jack it up. And can't jack it up back there in the gravel and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, I'll just come and get it. And then I decided I ain't even going to get it. Heck with it.
Have a good day, Daz.
Evening, Daz, or afternoon. Let's see, that'd be 5 hours ahead. 3 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 past.
Pleasure
3.
to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Daz. Jonathan. Nobody been on the panel this morning except me?
Just you.
Okay.
Just you, Elliot. Just you. We're sitting in the woods. The sun's shining.
I like that. Yeah. I still use that one Wayne gave me of the valley in the woods. That's nice. Nice background. That roast was amazing. I bought 3.
Yeah, I like that one, and I like that.
I bought 3 New York strips yesterday on sale at Ingles for my pellet grill. Even then, it was I
like this one too.
$18 versus $28, something like that, $27. I want me another T-bone tomahawk steak, but I ain't paying $30 for it. Well, T-bone. I don't know why I said that.
Get on about steak, Elliot. I'm gonna be going across the street and getting me a cow in the middle of the night, walking it across.
I enjoyed that tomahawk bone, boy. I seen the roast the other day, and it, it says it was something, whatever, and I thought I could cut that up in slices. I could just cook the whole thing. More than me, I probably would slice it down to 2 inches thick and cook it. But I haven't gained any weight yet.
Yeah, well, tomahawk here's like close to anywhere from like 35 to 40 some freaking dollars for one.
What is Dad saying? You, Tasha, and Elliot speak to Yaz soon.
She's at his mother. So.
Yeah, I used to tell years ago when I was single, I used to tell girls, I said, I'm the one on the bicycle. I took my daughter to that thing when it came out and she cried over an alien. It wasn't real. But,
E.T. phone home.
mm-hmm. That was a big hit. Another one that was big in the 70s was Jaws. I still got an original Jaws T-shirt back there in the closet.
Oh, I love all the Jaws. But then I'm freaking watching them, and some of the spin-offs,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, it's so funny because you can tell it's just like a freaking uh basically like a remote controlled boat in a freaking bathtub. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the way
Yeah.
the movies now graphics have come so far that it's not realistic, but it doesn't look as unrealistic as if you're watching like the older movies
Mm-hmm.
where it's like seriously.
That was one I watched, and it was a big thing. And all the other ones, I think of the second one I watched. But any others, over the years, I don't watch them. The shark or anything. I don't I just don't do it. I was trying to think. There's another one I watched. Oh, and the Ghostbusters. I used to have a Ghostbuster shirt with the sleeves, halfway down. I used to wear that
Mm,
out. Mm-hmm.
I still love watching the first Ghostbusters movie.
Mm-hmm. That was big in the
I
80s.
mean, some of them when they do like the sequels, that continue with them is okay. And then other times you go from like one and they go up and they just get more stupid looking. Hang on,
Mm-hmm.
Ellie. I'll be right back.
All right. It's nice being able to type over here to you all in the side chat. Before you had to open up another browser. Good to meet all of you. Alan Johnson Zuck. I'm scrolling, looking at names. I'm there. Nightbot's there. Stuart the Fish Whisperer was in there at 9:34. I try to get over Stuart when I can. Say at least say hello. Sometimes I watch you do it. Make one. I was watching the Smoky Mountain streamer. A couple that goes up there and streams. They showing cars yesterday, 57s, 50 Chevys. She told me about the real it's a Corvette Expo car show up at around Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. I'd heard about it when I bought my car, and the agent we talked on the phone. He was looking at pictures of the car. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna invite you up there to a car show. You'll love it." He said, "It's just basically just a Corvette Expo." And I was like, "Car show," and I said, "Yeah." And I didn't know what it was called or anything, and she called it out the other day in a live stream when I was commenting on the side chat. So and it's cool looking up there too. Dollywood, Gatlinburg. I like that. I'd love to live up there. Wish I had a little small house or something up there to go visit and stay for a while. Doing good, Johnson. Hope you are too. Supposed to go swimming, and I know my daughter. I can tell right now it's 10:16. I have no GPS coordinates, so I don't have a shower. I hadn't showered and shaved, so most likely she's gonna text me shortly, or wait till 12 and go. We're not going. It's cloudy. She always does that on cloudy day. I tell her best days to go swimming to me are cloudy. I mean, I don't
Or you
care.
can still get burnt on a cloudy day.
Yeah, and it's more comfortable. You don't sit there and sweat what off. But she don't want to go when it looks like rain or anything. But of course, she's taking her husband for his birthday, and the my great grandkids, her grandkids. I'm thinking where it's going to be. That's a long drive. I'll be going to probably Lake Russell. And it looks overcast here into where I'm at in the East Coast right now. A little rain come in. I think it rained a little bit last night. Grass is a little bit wet. Actually, fairly wet. Oh, yeah, I do too, Jonathan. Love classic cars. I've never been to the museum. I always wanted to ride back in the 90s, wanted to ride my vet out there and visit it. Then I heard about the floor falling in. Big old hole. That was a trip. Yeah, I'd like to go. I'm gonna go out west. I'm gonna travel on Route 66. If hopefully, if everything turns out okay. I got a few
Yeah, I
friends.
used to watch that show too, Alan. Happy Days.
I did too. That thing ran for quite a few years. Spin off from the movie, I think, somewhat, but not really actually, but close. Kind of reminded you of it. The Fawns, that was crazy. They got doing that shark jumping stuff and all that. They went crazy. That part.
Another other two I liked watching was The Little Rascals and Mr. T.
Mr. Who?
Mr. T.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like yeah. And the A-Team. Okay. I watched Knight Rider, A-Team, or whatever they were called.
Yeah, A-Team.
Yeah. And of course, I had to watch the Dukes because my son would watch it. Duke Boys. He was big into that car.
Oh yeah, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. They used to say that guy. Mm-hmm. They say he got that. You know how he got that movie, The Story? I mean, got that series. He walked in for the First Impressions Matter. So didn't do it a normal screen test. He walks in there and with a 6-pack of beer, he said, and says, "I'm from Snellville, Georgia." He made it up. Everybody used to think he was from Snellville, but he's not. I think he's up north. And he says, "I'm from Snellville, Georgia." And apparently just because of him having the beer and acting that way, they says, they used him. John Schneider. Yeah. He plays music. Got a lot. I've only listened to his music past few years on YouTube, but it's not bad. Some of it. He's pretty talented. He's not my favorite musician necessarily, but he's got some funny ones that I think is kind of wild. Where he's dancing and they're singing some. I call it corn pone song. Yeah, I don't think my daughter's going to go. It's 10:30. I told her I was awake at 9 o'clock, or trying to get up, I should say, out of bed. Oh, but yeah, I love classic cars.
I mean, if the beach is a long drive for you, then yeah, it makes it a little bit more a pain in the butt.
Yeah, a lot of times she'll meet me, but apparently she said, "I'll give you GPS." In other words, I got to drive myself, and I hate driving that straight shift truck with no air. And I'm kind of weird. Even when I get the car out, I run my AC a lot through the winter because I'm hot natured.
Could just by yourself check it out. You could always go by yourself and check out all the sexy ladies on the beach.
Last time we went, beginning of the summer, they weren't, maybe one or two there. It's very slow there on Lake Russell Beach. Yeah, I did get to go out with my in-laws' bass boat, and that was a blast for a couple of hours. I enjoyed that. Well, we were trying to find a Confederate grave on the bank of the Lake Russell and couldn't find it. He found it years ago, but he couldn't locate it. Some Dan Tucker, I think was his name, got a song written about him. He was a minister and was really tight with the black community one time. We couldn't find it. We rode around the banks, kept looking and looking. I looked it up when I got back, but didn't really tell me where it was at. Just told the history of it. Apparently, his home was there, right there before it apparently was a lake, which is similar. He said houses were under there, just like Lake Lanier. I've heard houses. There's a racetrack under Lake Lanier too. The concrete bleachers were showing here a few years ago in a drought in Georgia. Doctor told me up here at college. I said, "Wow." And we had a drought in '08. I remember looking at pictures online. I could not believe Lake Lanier was that every dock, but no water nowhere. It was wild. And I have been up there during a drought in the '80s, but not that bad of a drought, where the beach was way out instead of. I used to ride my old vets up there quite a bit. That's one of the first places I used to cruise around at a lot of times around the lake, Beaufort, Georgia. There, I just go Saturday. I'd wash the car and vacuum it out and head up there. Ride around, get bored with that. Then sometimes I hit Stone Mountain. Sometimes I just go riding around, and a lot of times then I hit the bar, kill a few hours. Oh, I've got a
Nothing wrong
load
with
for
that.
10. I want me a 10 millimeter handgun, and I want to see. I can load. My brother's got, which is 155 grain. I was looking at a 10 millimeter Smith yesterday, semi-automatic pistol polymer, $650 or $70, and it had night sights, adapter plate for your red dot if you wanted it, and a what you call it, not a muzzle brake, but barrel cuts in the barrel where you to reduce recoil. 5.6 barrel.
Yeah.
That was a nice one.
Now, it was funny, right? When we had, before we sold my first husband's hydraulic company, because he got tired of it, and his 4 older boys, he was 31 years older than me, so his one son was younger than me, but only by from February to October younger. We had sold that. Well, before that, his part owners in a hydraulic lift company out in Fort Worth, Texas. So we had to go out there and pick up 6 electric lifts. Well, they had this the flea market or whatever, but it was just this big area where you could literally buy anything, right? Handguns too. So we go on to this place, and looking at all this, all the ones they had, and they had this little 22, it was about as big as my hand. Just like a lady's pocket one. And I don't remember what the price was, but it was like super reasonable, and I wanted so bad. And get my driver's license. Like, nope. He goes, you could have any other license in the country except this one, and I'd have no problem selling it to you. But New York, it's a big hell no.
Check out my flashlight. I bought it at Costco. Big old head on it, boy. Rechargeable. $23. I think $8, $6, $7, $8 off of it. I can't remember now. I don't have to worry about a battery now. I just recharge and have one every night.
Serious?
It's big too.
Yeah.
I want one for my pocket eventually. Rechargeable where I can, carry it for tactical use at night. thing here would be a bit for a club, boy. Now, my daughter bought me one of those police flashlights, I think available at Advanced Auto Parts years ago. I put some quantum Duracells in it, and that thing lasted over 3 years, maybe 4, in that flashlight. And that thing's huge. Look, it's probably as big as Mag whatever, those aluminum flashlights. Bouncers used to use them a lot in the clubs, carry them. This one here zooms and got a lanyard.
I had a 4 big Maglite that held 4 D batteries.
Mm-hmm.
That'll left some mark. Somebody done peeved me off. But like if I ended up having to park like way in the back, at a truck stop, I'd walk with my Maglite. Because you know how heavy those big ones are that take the 4D batteries. So I'd always carry that with me, even though the truck stops, some of them are lit up like a Christmas tree. It was either that or I was bringing my tire thumper because I had some bad experiences with guys following me to my truck.
Mm-hmm. These new ones will blind you. This one here's you can put 3 batteries Duracell C, or it comes with one chargeable. It's got a little bit bigger. I mean, you know, I use it mostly just if I go out in the backyard or something. I'm looking, and it's got a zoom. You can spot, and it was $30 regular. I gave $23. So I'm going to buy a good tactical. I got a Surefire pocket. Problem with the Surefire is batteries are those 1, 2, 3. I forget what is it. Lithium, and they're expensive. So I've never carried it much, except when it was brand new, because I don't want to buy a bunch of, I think 20 batteries used to cost $20. Now, who knows what it costs. Everything's going rechargeable now. But 3,000 lumens is a lot. This thing will blind you, boy. It's got the strobe. And if you'll use a tactical flashlight right and get out of the line of shot right quick. Yeah, somebody's going to be, when they start shooting at you, you won't be, they'll think you're straight ahead and you may have done moved. So that's a technique. But I blinded my own self with them before. Couldn't see nothing. But yeah, 10 something I want to get into 10 millimeter. I really do. They say a lot of people out west, the guides, they're carrying them now. Instead of the revolvers, the big old large caliber revolvers, they're carrying 10 because of more rounds for grizzly and things, and bears.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like my mom's boyfriend, you know, he has concealed carry for here. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be able to.
We finally got in, our governor finally decided everybody now can carry one, but I still get my permit anyway. I still got it current. I renewed it here a while back. One reason because background checks. I don't want to be bothered with a freaking background check. And so I renew it all the time. Well, that's what
in here. You know, you got to go through all these freaking hoops to get a freaking handgun permit. Well, I have PTSD. Mm-hmm. So that puts me right out the window right there. Because PTSD has a bad rap for being fine 1 second and you freaking loonier than freaking whatever over here. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to get one. Not a handgun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I knew she was going to do this. I ain't seen her in over a week. That she's training in that. I told you she's moving out further from me, another 15, 20, maybe 20 minutes further out from me. And now when I get the car, Navette, I won't worry about it. I'll fill the tank up, keep it filled up, topped off all the time. I have air. I'll drive all the way out to her house once a week. No big deal. But just be cruising. It may even right around the lakes up there. But I wish she would be close. I've wanted her closer. It's weird. She lives near her mother most of her life and don't seem to want to live near me. But yet her and her mother have problems. Me and her don't. So go figure that one.
Well, unfortunately, our kids can be difficult.
Mm-hmm. One thing I was trying to do, Tasha, I was trying to transition her here in the house to where she could basically take over it, and I was going to lock my room up, and I was going to be traveling. Just let her and her husband do the lawn, cut the grass, and basically she'd, get the house. But I couldn't even accomplish that. And,
yes, Alan, I do, and trust me, I wish someone would give me one of those. Hell, I'd be happy with a magic wand that actually had magic powers, because there'd be a lot of people in trouble with me.
mm-hmm.
If I could just go poof and be there, and poof and be over here. And guess what, Alan? If I had a magic wand and it worked and I could poof myself, I'd be coming to see you, Mr.
I had a roommate, Tasha, years ago in 07. He's 58 or 59. He died at 63. He did 2 tours in Vietnam, and occasionally you walk up in the kitchen, he would get startled for PTSD.
My first husband, he only scared me once.
Mm-hmm.
I was pregnant for our son, and he was like wrapped around me like a frickin' snake trying to squeeze its prey. Well, I was like 7.5, 8 months pregnant, and I really needed to pee. So I'm like trying to get loose, and he must have been having a flashback.
Wow.
He's like, if you don't lay still, I'm going to kill you too. So here I am just freaking laying there, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to end up peeing the bed. I don't dare move, because I don't know if his flashback is done yet. And then finally, I just freaking took my elbow and I freaking jabbed him as hard as I could in the freaking chest. And then he's like, what the? I'm like, get off me, get away from me, or I'm going to choke you.
Yeah, I've known a few.
Where the hell?
Flashback stuff. Mine didn't seem to have the flashbacks, but he couldn't sleep. He'd go take all night long, take like a nap for an hour or so, get up, be outside all night long, look at the animals in the backyard. He said, you got a lot of animals out here. I said, oh yeah, I know. I'm aware of it. Sometimes deer come and hang out at my tree. Unfortunately, my property, I think, is only 100 foot wide, 200 foot back. I think about 40 foot of it's woods.
Yeah, we got a lot of woods here. The worst part is the beavers have just destroyed the property. Like our creek, when we my mom bought this property in 86, and I think we moved up here, we'll just say 1990. Used to be able to just walk right through the creek. I mean, it would shallow. Now, the beavers have it so freaking undermined, that it's like 4, 5, 6 foot deep. And if you follow the creek around, it gets to like 8, 10 foot deep. I mean, they've just flooded. So like, you can't even get to like half of our hardwoods because the water's so deep. So if you want to go over there hunting, you're walking through water. You have no freaking choice.
Right.
And it's freaking annoying, because then it's like, okay, well, I need to freaking go get a kayak to drag the deer out. There ain't no way I'm carrying it. And I can't get back there with my 4-wheeler. And I ain't crazy about having to drag a freaking deer through water. Because if I had to do it, I ain't gotten it and then dragging it through water that beavers are in.
Mm-hmm.
Because beaver fever can make you deathly ill.
We had to drag a spike buck out of the woods on a steep incline years ago in Redlands here in Georgia. Tied a rope to it. I put it around my waist, and I think he put one around his, and we walked up the thing. If I hadn't had hunting boots on with good grips, I would have slid down the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting there doing a grunt. Never used a grunt. Sitting on the side of a little creek. All of a sudden, we heard all this commotion. Two deer are running to the creek. We can hear it in the woods. All of a sudden,
yep,
I heard he was about 50 feet from me, maybe 100. His gun goes off, and he got a spike buck on the hilltop. And so that was two, and that thing worked. I was shocked. I said, wow, this deer grunt seems to work. They come running, buddy. But I didn't get one. He did. But we ate good meat on the patio. Back then, we'd sit and drink beer and cook out. And he was 70 years old. He loved baked potatoes, baked onion, and butter, and deer meat. We ate deer meat every night for quite a while.
Yeah, the hard part, too, here is, like, our weather's been so strange. So, like, all the hickory nuts and acorns end up coming off way early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the turkeys and squirrels would go after that stuff first. So by the time it gets to the point where the deer are out, doing it, there's hardly anything left for them to eat, so they'll start eating saplings. Well, that's fine. Until they get in the hemlock. You do not ever want to eat a deer. I threw a whole deer away.
Oh.
The deer tasted like a frickin' pine tree.
Wow.
When you're cutting up the meat, that's all you could smell was hemlock. It was, I ended up feeding it to the huskies and my shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
It just, you couldn't freaking eat it. It didn't matter if you baked it, fried it with like mushrooms, peppers, onions, and frickin' gravy. All you tasted was the frickin' hemlock, and that's all you could frickin' smell. It's almost like getting a buck that went in the rut early. The meat is so gamey and, it's rough to eat.
Be right back, Tasha. 1 second.
All right.
My daughter's.
See, now I like taking the back strap, filleting it open, taking some stovetop stuffing, make it, add a little bit extra water than what it calls for, and then tying it with baker's twine, putting it in a roasting pan, and covering it with like brown gravy, and then add like mushrooms and onions, and then bake it in the oven. Ugh. Yum. Yeah, I love backstrap though. Sometimes I'll slice it up into like little thin steaks, like about that thick, and then do them and cook them in some gravy.
You know what she texted me?
What?
I'm sitting here waiting to hear from her. That's the way that goes, and so I don't know because I know how she changed her mind. And it goes, I said, meet me sometime in the next few days. I need to see you. I thought you were going swimming today. Well, I said, I've been waiting to hear from you. I haven't even got a shower yet. I know her habits typically are cancellations. So that's why I hate text a lot. So now here I am, thought you're going swimming. I have not. I mean, I've been texting her since 9 o'clock this morning. Let's see. 9:40. Yeah. I mean, it's just, good Lord.
So now
I got to run. she does me this way. Like I'm supposed to read her mind. Where are we going to meet? I don't even know where to meet her at. When did I leave the house? You know, it's weird. Communication is not my daughter's greatest strength.
Well, sometimes it isn't any kid's greatest strength.
God, she's older. She's a grandmother.
It's kids. It doesn't matter. There are kids, whether they're freaking 5 or 55. They're still going to be the same way because they're our kids. That's just the way it is. We do the same thing to our parents. Now, see, typically, if I tell you that we're going to go do something, we're going to go do something. I would have to be like sick.
I told her, I said, I haven't had a heads up. I haven't known nothing since 9:40 something this morning, which is an hour ago. God bless. I can wash my hair real quick. It'll take me 10 minutes and shave.
Are you a little stubbly, Elliot?
See, the old days, though, why I say that about text, you'd have to pick the phone up. You'd have to call me to tell me to go swim. And then I would know. But with this text, oh, I forgot time. Somebody else texted me. I missed it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm still waiting on a response. All I know is I went to bed last night. She said, I'll send you GPS coordinate, GPS location to meet us. I said, okay. But she knows how I am. I want a heads up where I can, load up, and I got to get my swimsuit, my sunscreen, blah, 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 towel. So I got to rush. I enjoyed it. Thank you for the.
Oh, so she's actually going?
Looks like it. I think, yeah. She said, I thought you were going swimming. I said, well, I haven't even had a heads up. I've been texting you since 9:49, I told her. Drinking coffee. Ain't even ready yet. I need time to get ready. I haven't even had a heads up. That's why I don't like doing things with her. Because it's like winging it. At times.
I haven't even, I can't say it. I've taken my girlfriend to a beach once. Well, now that beach is closed because of red tide, the red algae. Which you wouldn't think a lake would get that, but that lake typically is one of them that always ends up with that shit.
Oh, okay. Now you know what she said.
For me too, Elliot. What'd she say?
We're not quite sure what time we're going to be there. Well, no, but you still could have gave me a heads up. See, that's the point. It should be about 1 or so. Well, okay, it was 12 the other day. We still got the run and get the food and stuff. I will send you the address, but I'll give you a better time in about an hour or so. Okay, that's all right. I mean, if she'd have texted me this 2 hours ago, it'd been fine. But it just gets frustrating dealing with her sometimes. That's probably one of the times I do get a little annoyed. Because me, I'm the kind of guy, and she says she is. If I go to work, I'm 30 minutes to 1 hour early. I'm never late. If I'm late, I would rather not go to work if I'm late. So
I don't work until 4. Okay, I don't have to clock in to 3:55. I'm normally at my job at like 2:20.
See?
Because if I sit home and leave at like 3, I'm gonna sit here and fall asleep. But if I leave at 2, I can go grab me a Red Bull, whatever, sit in my car. I'm right there at work, so I don't get that urge to fall asleep. But if I sit home, then I'm like this.
Yeah.
So I started leaving earlier for that reason. Because if I fall asleep, guess what? I ain't going to work, and I'd probably already been fired by now.
Mm-hmm. I work second, typically 3:30 clock in. I got overtime at the contact lens company, and I was always, sometimes I'd shop a little bit, hit a store before I go to work, but I just always left early. And I'd sit in the car like you're talking about, listen to radio, relax, for 30 minutes. I've just always been that way. She's more the
Well, just like me.
yeah.
Okay, when I drove truck, sometimes I'd have like an early freaking delivery on Monday morning, right? So I'd get home early enough Saturday morning to do my 34-hour break. And then I'd leave out Sunday. And I'd get as close as I could to where I was delivering. Now, some places, have a spot for you to park right there, some don't. But I would get within like at least a half hour from where I needed to deliver on Monday morning and leave myself enough time that I could take a full break. Because like with Walmart, you can be an hour early, you can be an hour late. If you're an hour and 5 minutes late, guess what?
Wow.
They let me in. And it takes like 24 hours to schedule you. So you're stuck sitting there. So if your wheels ain't rolling, you ain't making no money.
I've got to run, guys. Got to run, Tasha. I'm going to go in there and shampoo my hair up. I got to pack my gym bag for the beach. Apparently, I guess we're going to go. So first, I hadn't even
Well,
been
you
swimming
better
this
snap
summer.
to it.
Yeah, I better go. Thank you for the link. See you all on the side chat. Have a great day, Tasha.
Oh, anytime, Elliot. Have a good one. Enjoy the water
You
for
too.
me.
I'm going to swim today. Last time the water was too cold. It was early spring.
Do it for me too.
All right. God bless everyone. Bye.
Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. I can't even tell you how many times that freaking happened to me. I freaking pick up a load of blueberries down in Florida. And I had to take it up to Walmart DC in Georgia. Well, they got skimped 4 pallets. So I was only supposed to bring 4 pallets, but I had 8 pallets. And I had bill waitings for both. Well, I had to sit there a whole freaking day waiting for the broker to get it taken care of so I could freaking deliver it. Well, luckily that Walmart has a bullpen and there's like a little kind of like hole in the wall truck stop. I mean, they have diesel and stuff, but they had good food in there too. So that was a good thing. But that just freaking eats your damn clock. And it's like, okay, well, I've already been sitting here for 10 hours. And I kept calling the broker. I'm like, see, this is the problem. I told you what the issue was going to be. You should have let him know ahead of time that I was bringing him 8 pallets instead of 4. Yeah, I've been there numerous times. Sure have. It's like these brokers, and even my dispatch when I was driving for the local company here. it's like, I'm not going to be able to deliver. They're like, oh, well, why not? Hello, I'm not making it there. I'm in New York. I'm not making it there by this time. So guess what? I'm going to be late. There's no window on this delivery. I have to be there at this day at this o'clock. Yeah, it was probably like year 2006 that I used to go up there all the time. I actually lived in Michigan for a little bit. Trying to remember what yeah, Ypsilanti, or however the hell you pronounce it, is where I lived up there. Probably for like I don't know. I think I lived up there for like 4 months. So I was born and raised here in upstate New York. Uh, 2003, I moved to North Carolina. Then I lived in Florida for a little while. Then Michigan. Then still North Carolina. And then when my kid's father moved the kids back up here, then I moved back here. Yeah, well, JB Hunt has a terminal that's not that far from there. Kedersd and Grand Rapids. So I used to park there. Now we're gonna go to 2 hour mark and then I'm gonna shut this down. Oh, yeah, JB Hunt. I have to say they treated me really good. I drove for them, and I'd go from Walmart DC to Walmart DC, which was a cake job. I'd pick up in Jersey City when I came off home time up here, and I'd have a run going to DeSoto, Texas, which is Dallas Fort Worth there. I'd have like 5 days to get it there. Well, I'd get out of New Jersey and get as far as I could. I would take a longer break so I could leave out at night. So I'd leave out at like 5 p.m. So take me like 3.5 days. And then when I moved back up here, the end of 2007, I got back on with JB Hunt because they wanted me to come back to work for him. And I drove out of the Walmart DC here, hauling frozen dairy and meat and produce, and then dry goods. So I'd bring home like anywhere from 1,100 to over 1,300 a week. And that's after taxes, child support, health insurance, everything. So on weekends, my kids didn't want to see me. I'd work 6 days a week, take exactly a 34-hour break, and then back to work. But I hauled hazmat. I'd pick up hazmat in Oklahoma or Kansas, which was basically just a bulkload of toothpaste, which is hazmat. So, because toothpaste is a corrosive, and take that down to Florida. And one time, I was coming across her, and I was not even freaking dawned on me like, oh my God, I have a hazmat load on. And I went through the damn tunnel. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope there's no freaking cops. Because, you're not supposed to go through those. You're supposed to stay on the outside road. Yeah, I know. I miss doing it. I'd have to go all the way back through the process from when I blew out my back. And I couldn't pass the DOT physical. I mean, I can now. But I'd never be home is the problem. And if I wanted to get back on the Walmart account that I used to drive out of for JB Hunt and National Freight, guess who has it now but Swift? So then I'd have to go all the way back through all their training BS and work for Swift. Now, granted, the Walmart DC I work out of now does do an employee to driver program that I haven't checked out yet. But I'd still have to go get my permit again and take the endorsements. And if I wanted hazmat, then you got to pay that $150 freaking thing for your federal background check. Yeah, the small company that I worked for, I could so long as I let them know I could have anybody in the truck with me. I could have my dog with me. Werner was the same way. I could have a rider with me and my dog. But I had to have a permit on the truck for I don't know if they did or not. Yeah, or swing ride. It's a effing trailer. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you for coming in and hanging out this morning. I won't live tonight. That's why I decided to do a morning stream instead. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day, and we'll catch you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Much love and God bless.